Hello everybody and welcome to this video. I am Reinaldo Muñoz, a student of the 5th semester of a bachelor's degree in bilingualism with an emphasis on English. And in today's video, we'll be diving into such an astonishing teaching approach called PBL or project-based learning. Throughout this video, I will be explaining its definition, its foundational philosophy, its features, challenges, and finally, I will be stating why it still matters in language model education. So without further ado, let's get started with its definition. PBL is a teaching approach in which students learn by actively engaging in meaningful projects connected to real-life situations. Instead of only memorizing information, students have the opportunity to investigate problems, to collaborate with peers, to devise strategies to address these problems, and finally present a product that can be either a presentation, a video, or even a poster. PBL organizes learning around projects that involves problem solving, decision making, and research skills. These projects usually extend over a certain period of time and end with presentations or results that I already mentioned. Now it is vital to have a look at its theoretical core. The philosophy behind PBL is strongly connected to constructivism, which argues that learners build knowledge through experiences and interaction with the real world. Some authors contributed to the foundation of this approach. For instance, Pestalozzi and Comenius argue that education should focus on the learning itself rather than only treating teachers as the only main of knowledge or information. Similarly, John Dewey and Maria Montessori emphasize the idea of learning by doing. They truly believe that students learn better when actively participating in meaningful tasks rather than only remaining quiet. Another major contribution within this field is Jean Piaget's constructivist theory, who completely transformed the role of both teachers and students. In PVL, teachers become facilitators and guides, and students become curious and independent learners, so that they are the drivers of their own learning experience. Now it is time to explore its defining features or characteristics. One of the most important characteristics of PBL is that it is student-centered. Students are responsible for planning, collaborating, and investigating. Teachers no longer dominate the classroom. Instead, they serve as guides or facilitators of knowledge. Another paramount aspect or characteristic of this approach is the use of real-life situations and authentic tasks. The projects within this approach are connected to situations that students might encounter outside the classroom, making learning even more meaningful and engaging for themselves. In addition, we can find the integration of all the language skills, which is paramount when it comes to developing those skills that are related to academic purposes or even that can be self-directed skills. And we can notice this when they present the final product that can be an interview, a report, or even a video. And finally, the assessment is also authentic here, as teachers not only evaluate the final product but also the process of implementation of the different skills that they could have been acquired during the process and how they collaborate with others and get to a shared goal. Although PBL has a plenty of advantages, it also presents some challenges. One common difficulty is classroom management, especially when it comes to large classes. Teachers might find highly difficult to maintain a student's motivation throughout the project, as well as assigning collaborative activities. Another challenge is that some students are not used to collaborative work, so that they might find challenging to collaborate with others, to interact and negotiate meaning. Time management can also be a challenge since the projects are required to be over in an extended period of time, making difficult for teachers to find a balance between the curricular needs and the project. Furthermore, teachers are forced and pressured to find this balance and try to become conversant with all the stages of implementation to make them a little bit shorter and effective at the same time. We might wonder, why does PBL matter in modern language education? Well, in today's world, education is not only about memorizing information. Current societies demands skills such as creativity, curiosity, collaboration, problem solving, and decision making. And this is precisely why PBL matters. PBL prepares the students for real life experiences and situations by connecting the classroom learning with authentic experiences and tasks. Students uses language for real purposes rather than only memorizing grammar, so that they become independent and curious drivers of their own learning process. Personally, I think that PBL completely transformed the educational system into a more meaningful experience. This being said, we have come to the end of this video. Hope you have liked it.